And today just wanted to kind of talk to you about other policies that maybe you might not think of, or you have things that need to be insured, and just kind of run through a few of those. A lot of people don't think of them, but a lot of times they need to be thought about and seriously. First one I'm just going to run through is a lot of times I have people that rent either apartments, houses, condos, townhomes, and they don't carry renter's insurance unless it's from the complex itself. That's kind of a big one there for me. So the reason why to carry renter's insurance from someone else rather than the complex is, number one, is that the complex is only interested in protecting themselves. So typically they do not care if you have anything for personal property, or once you have above personal liability of, let's say, 100,000 is the norm. So that's kind of a big one there. So their policy typically is not going to cover any of your things, your stuff, right? Some of us have, even though we might rent, have accumulated quite a bit of things that if, let's say, a fire came through, that we would want to get replaced. Or if, let's say we live in an apartment, somebody lives upstairs from us, and they had a water leak and it came down and ruined, a closet full of clothes or a couple TVs or laptops, computers, tablets, whatever it may be. That policy that you get from the apartment complex, or complex where the townhomes are at, or maybe somebody renting you, or a renter's warehouse that's renting you a home, all they're going to care about is to make sure that they have what's the liability to protect themselves rather than the things that are going to protect you as well. So a renter's policy from us, for example, is going to have the stuff that protects them, and then also the things that protect you. So a renter's policy, in my opinion, is important. It's not expensive at all, and it makes sure that it covers your things. It's just like personal property and the homeowners, except we're not covering the building. We're just typically covering the inside stuff that's ours. Another one, four-wheeler seems to be a big one. Any type of ATV. A lot of people, for some reason, if it's off-road use, they think that since the state doesn't require it, that they don't need it. I will tell you this. I've seen a lot of people get hurt on ATVs, four-wheelers, or off-road vehicles. Something you definitely want to make sure that you have coverage for in case you hurt somebody else, or even if you get hurt on it because somebody hits you, you'd want to make sure that all the medical could get taken care of on both sides. So just keep that in mind. Like off-road vehicles should definitely be covered. Motorcycles, obviously, those are going to be on-road use. Those are going to kind of like be a vehicle or auto insurance. So most of the people that have motorcycles are probably going to get that, but maybe dirt bikes that they're not taking on road, they want to get taken care of. So there's going to be other things as well. Dune buggies, sand rails. Also, a big one is golf carts, especially for a lot of people in retirement communities that use golf carts to get around as transportation maybe throughout the community. Golf cart is a big one. Now, I know it seems silly, like, oh, who are we going to hurt in a golf cart? But I'm going to tell you this. Let's say you just didn't pay attention, the golf cart didn't brake in time, and you hit somebody and they got hurt. You're going to want to make sure you had coverage, or you're looking at possibly a big payday out of your own pocket, and you're talking about for very little money, less than $1 a day for sure for a golf cart. You're talking about less than $1 a day to insure it, and we don't want to insure it because we're trying to save, $100 for the year. Seems pretty ridiculous not to insure it, but some people do, and I highly, highly recommend you don't. Make sure you get that thing insured and have it covered. Some other small items, like maybe some jewelry on that you have around the house, some bigger pieces that you don't have it insured either on your homeowners, or you don't have it insured in some jewelry policies, some watches that might be high dollar, things of that nature. I know that it seems like, everything costs so much and insurance costs so much to get things covered. But if we lose something, or if something gets, if somebody stole something or something to that effect, wouldn't you want to make sure that you can get it replaced? Most of us are probably going to buy some sort of insurance or care on our cell phones. And we're telling, so that $800 cell phone that you bought, you've got coverage on that. But your $2,500 watch or $5,000, $10,000 wedding ring, we don't have any coverage for that if something happened to those items. That's the kind of part that I just want to make sure that just small things that we go through when we're trying to educate people about items that need to be covered, or anything with a motor definitely needs to be covered. Boat insurance, for example, if you have a boat, getting that taken care of. just all those different kind of things. And the biggest one probably for me is an umbrella policy. If you don't want to know what an umbrella is, that's fine. It's really easy to break down. So what it does, it covers you on anything like your vehicles, home, let's say RV, motorcycle, ATVs. So basically what it does is it adds additional liability insurance, or you're getting sued insurance, to your auto or home or motorcycle policy. So it basically encompasses everything that you insure and puts liability the whole way around. So for example, let's say you got in a car accident, you had $250,000 per person, or up to $500,000 total. 2 people got hurt, and the bills are looking at like $1.8 million or $1.4 million. So for example, your auto policy, because 2 people got hurt in the accident, they will pay $500,000. Now that out of that 1.4, there's $900,000 left. Who's paying the $900,000? The insurance company at that point was done at the 5. They're not going to be nice and say, hey, we'll give you an additional $900 because we feel sorry for you. The $900,000, the other people or the other insurance company from the other side, or a personal injury attorney lawyer, are going to come after you. So for, it's typically $1 or $2 or less a day, we can have an umbrella policy that's going to throw that additional $1 million on top or more, depending on how much in assets you have. So for example, that going back to that $1.4 million incident, the auto insurance paid $500,000. The umbrella, if you had $1 million, would kick in the additional $900,000 to make it the 1.4 to make you whole. And the only thing you're out is the payment for the policies, rather than the payment for somebody's injury. With the prices of today's medical, you definitely need to consider an umbrella policy, especially if you have assets like free and clear home. You don't even have to have a free and clear home. If you have quite a bit of equity in your home, you probably need it. If your annual income is decent size, you probably need one. If you have any other assets like free and clear cars, free and clear motorcycles, bikes, trikes, whatever it may be, it's something you should definitely take a look at. It's one of the most important things that we have, and I've seen many people ruined over the fact that they did not have it and didn't want to pay for it or didn't understand it. So give us a call, or email us, text us, get us on the website. We'll walk you through on, if you're going to need it. I will tell you this, most of the time that we do an analysis of people's assets and income and things of that nature, we find out that most people do need one. So I do want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Doing Insurance Right. As always, if you could rate, review, or subscribe to whatever great platform you're listening to us on, whether it be Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, or any of the others, greatly appreciate it, and we look forward to talking with you soon.